Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Mike with Door and Lock Tips. We're going to be talking about a great product, and I think you're going to find out what it is. I love Yale products. Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. We're going to be talking about Yale. I love Yale products. I really do. I've used Yale forever. I've got them right here on my table. We're going to be pinning up Yale. Yale is great. I love Yale. 6 Yale large format IC cores. I love Yale. Did I mention to you guys I love Yale products, Yale locks, Yale keys, and Yale large format IC cores? I love Yale. I love Yale. I really do love Yale products. They're great. Yale cylinders. I love them. They're great. I'm going to show you how it works, how to pull that clip off the back, run the follower, white follower, through the housing, push out that plug. You're going to love this video. You're going to love it because we're going to be talking about Yale, one of my favorite products, Yale. I don't know if I said that. I said that? Yeah, I love Yale. I'm doing this video to really show off. It's called Lock Caddy LCCRDL, kind of pricey, LFIC. This is for the large format Yale or any large format cylinder. You see it? And use this lock caddy to really hold the large format IC core. That's what I'm doing. I want to see if this thing is really what it's cracked up to be, because it's a piece of plastic, kind of pricey piece of plastic. I usually just hold these in my hands and load them. Let's just see if this has any value to me. I don't know. I really can't tell. I paid for it and I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like button. It looks like this. Just hit it, smash it. Smash it with your finger and tell your friends and spread this video all over. So let's get into the video. You know what, guys? I almost forgot. My wife just brought me out. I don't know if you can see the steam. Look at that steam. Some hot coffee and some hot zucchini bread. Cold here in North Carolina. Ooh, this looks so good. Should I test it out? It's great. Gotta have your hot coffee when you're going to talk about pinning up Yale, my favorite. Let's test this coffee out. You know, I have some subscribers that really like coffee. They grind their own beans. They cook them, roast their own beans. Can you believe it? Ooh, that's good. This is 8 o'clock coffee. I get it at Sam's wholesale. Maybe it's 14 bucks a bag. I think I get it a lot cheaper than the roasting stuff, and I kind of like it. All right, let's get into the video. I guess we're gonna have to, even though it's only about 40 degrees out here, North Carolina, freezing. But we're in the studio having coffee and zucchini bread. So enjoy the show. I'm sure I will. Did I mention I love Yale? So here's the setup today, guys. Our pinning tray, Adam Hathaway on eBay. That's where this came from. Highly suggest you buy yourself one. I wish it was a little thicker, and I would love it thicker and the cutouts a little deeper. But you know, all in all, it makes for a nice shot, and I can really use it. Especially on small format IC cores. Yeah, I need at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from eBay. What we're going to do is we're going to pin up a Yale large format IC core. And this is the pinning chart. I've already made it out. It's a BA key. Look at all the master pins. Is that insane or what? The key is a 75554. The reason why we have so many master wafers in this cylinder is because of these keys. There's apartment keys. So you've heard of mason keying or cross keying. That's what this is. I wanted the front entrance cylinder of the building to have the apartments go through without carrying a separate key because they lose them or take them with them. Then also submaster underneath the master key, the grand master, to cover it all. The removable core key, which is the same as your master key. That's all you need is a longer key. This is a 7-pin key, and they're all 6-pin cylinders. You ever notice on the top of these things there's imprints? Now I pounded this one on myself so you can't see it, but from the factory there'll be an imprint. Let's just take a real close look and see if we can see that. Maybe not anymore. I can see a slight one right there. It'll have little round imprints, and you can count how many chambers are in this cylinder. But this is a 6-chamber, so it's a 6-pin. Large format IC core. Let's go ahead and pop one open. I've already done this one. And we're going to pin it up. I actually have 6 I have to do. So this is the 5th one here of all 6. So here's how you easily get this clip off. There's a little clip, as delicate as some of these clips you can get on some locks. It has a slot in it. It's part of the clip around to that little notch. You want to bring it about covering the notch. And then you get a small, regular, like an electrician's regular screwdriver. And you get underneath that and you slide it around just like this. Just like that. And you've got it off. Isn't that nice? So that's the simple way to do it. Regular screwdriver, and you pull it off and you slide that clip right over that notch. Let's put it back on. Show you how you put it back on too real quick. I always take the edge of the cutout here on the clip and I get it right in that spot where that notch is at again. And then I just push it around. And you see, it's right in, it's not distorted. And if you do bend the clip, you need to bend it so it doesn't go past this edge of the housing. Let's take it off. We're going to slide this around right about there. You see where it's at? Get my screwdriver underneath. And then I pry up slightly, just go around the core, and it comes right off. Just like that. You can do it easier if you're not looking straight through the camera. So that's how I do it. And this one's made by Cobalt. So you can get this at Lowe's. It's nice. And these remove. Not necessary, but it's a nice little inexpensive screwdriver. So I wanted to kind of show this lock caddy in action. I can't really think of a use for it, but it does make a nice stand. If you're going to show off your locks, you could have it as a stand. I don't load from the top. I'm not going to set my plug inside of here from the housing and pin inside there. It's just too low. So I don't know what use it really is at all to me on large format IC cores. Even the follower, it's black, so it's not a conducive color for pinning. You need something white so you can see the pins on the driver pins. And this black doesn't help me at all. I can't see inside the housing very well. See that? Helps to push out the plug, but you don't need that. What you do need, you need a lab follower just like this. This is wonderful, lightweight. I can see inside of it. This is the one to get. Just get the lab follower. I can't see a use for this lock caddy. LCCRDL dash large format IC core. I have little to no use. It looks good on the table. I can't see a use for it. I wish I could. I really was hoping, and I spent big bucks for this thing, but I don't know. Maybe, no, I can't think of any use. You can, put your follower over here, but I don't use that follower. So we'll just set this aside. You guys decide though, how can you use this thing? Maybe there's a use for it. I don't know.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Thank you.
In order to get the plug out of the housing, we don't pull the cover off. There's actual pins in there and springs and top drivers. But I pretty much have to take it all apart. So you put a 0-bid key, you stick it in, and you turn it sideways. And you take your follower, and I always use this end of the follower. And very gently remove this plug. And there's the pins. They are dead flush with the top. That is nice, isn't it? I love Yale. It's a great Yale. Yale is great. I love Yale. The nice thing is, if you're a medical dealer, these Yale large format IC cores can be replaced with Medico M3 biaxial. So let's go ahead and set our plug down here. I'm going to go ahead and dump these pins. I don't need these pins. They're 0-bid. I have stacks of these pins. Okay, bags full. So we're just not going to use those. We'll leave them right there. And we'll set our plug. See, I can't use the plug holder here. What do I use this thing for? Maybe? I don't know. Where? How? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't a clue. I don't know what to use it for. I wish I did. What I'm trying to say, guys, if you're going to buy something, get a useful item, like maybe a neon clock. Yeah, let's get back to the show. Go ahead and set my plug right there. Nicely held on my aluminum pinning tray. I like that. I think this was 40 bucks, 45 bucks. Well worth the money. Let's go ahead and load it up over here according to our master key list. You guys are laughing. Look at all those. Number 2. Oh, that's crazy, isn't it? And it's virtually indestructible. I love Yale. If I haven't said that once, I've said it 100 times over the years. It's just a wonderful product. Built this on Master King. It's by HPC, so that's how I built this cross key system. And there's the bidding for just if you were just to do the exterior. But we're not. We're doing the exterior, but we're using cross key system with it. So it can be done. I'd much rather do this on a small building like this. Tell the clients, okay, you got one key, which is 2 keys, the front entrance of the building and then the apartment key. I stick big key fobs so they won't drive away with them, make them feel funny in their pocket. All right, let's go ahead and pin it up. First, we're going to ditch all the top drivers because the top drivers are 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, and these are not that from the factory. Go ahead and ditch them all out. I hold it upside down so that the springs stay in there. I just pop them out. All the springs are in there. See the springs? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. See the springs in there? So you just turn it upside down and pull your follower out slowly, and the springs will stay there. Put my follower back in. because I need to load this up with the top drivers, which the top drivers are 3-3, 2-2, and 3-3. How do I know that? How do I know what size drivers to use? Because there's 3 separate driver sizes. You've got a 2, a 3, and a 4. So here's how it works. On this chart, which Yale gives you, I laminated it because I need to look at it. On the bottom pin, you've got a 3 and you got some 2s. So on a 3 and some 2s, they build up to a certain size. So according to this chart, a number 3 bottom pin, and let's say you added some 2s, so you're heading towards the 4, you use a 3 top driver. So we got a chart that tells how this works. And then the next one is just a 3 bottom pin and a 2, and we're still going to use a 3 because we're heading towards the 4, right? Going towards the 4. But now we've got a 5 bottom pin and a 2, so we're heading towards the 6. So you got a 5 and you're heading towards the 6, so anything over 5 is going to get a number 2 top driver pin. So that's how I arrived at that number 2 top driver pin right there. Same with this one, number 2, and then these are heading towards the 5, so the 4 and the 5, so we all get 3s. How I set up my sizes. Master King by HPC does not tell you the top drivers. They just don't. So you have to guess at it and start to guess at it properly. And what that does, if you use the right top drivers, your key will come in and out properly. It won't be jammed in there. If you use too small of a driver, you'll get a rattle. You can take this cylinder and you could rattle it back and forth. Oh, my springs just flew out. Yep, they did. You know, if you're using old cylinders, you should replace all the top springs. I highly suggest that. I just lost a spring. It went down my shirt. No, I guess not. So let's go ahead and follow this with the follower backwards. I like to use this end towards the rear of my housing. I want to push these down all the way. Now I wish you could have seen in here. Ooh, you know what? I think I've got a bent spring. I do. You know, these come bent sometimes from the factory. Let's dump them. Let's just take a look here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Can you see that, guys? Putting the springs in. I like to leave them in place. Oh, there we go. So I got my follower halfway in there now. So I can go ahead and load from the center of the cylinder in the back. It would be 3, 3, 2. So I'm going to put a 2 in there. That's a number 2 driver. See how I hold that in there? I'm putting pressure with the follower against the top driver. And then I just push it down. Just like that with these tweezers. And I get it in place. I'm going to put a 3 and a 3. Number 3's in. Now I'll get another number 3. Kind of hang on to this properly. There we go. Now I have those loaded from the center of the housing all the way to the back. And now I'm going to go from the front. And the reason why I start with the back first, because I want this follower all the way to the front, just like this when I lay it down, when I finish loading the top driver pins. So we'll make sure we don't lose these springs. There they all are. Now we have to put a 2, a 3, and a 3. A 2 in the center. A 3 and a 3. So there's 2 3s. A 3. See it there? And you just push it down. And I'm using this follower to hold against the side of it. Kind of lodge it in there. Grab the top of that driver and then hold it with the follower. I'm pushing it with my hand. And there we go. Oh! Not everything works. You're not pushing too hard, but you're pushing somewhat. There we go. Now I can set it down, and when I put the cylinder plug in, it's from the front and not in the back. Yeah, we're done with this. And I can't see any use for this lock caddy. I really don't see any use. I mean, how am I going to set it in there like that? Let's see. Am I going to put it in there like that? I guess I could, but see, I don't need a stand to do that. I just can lay it right here. I don't need a stand. Lock caddy for large format, I'm just not seeing it happening. I love the white follower from Lab. And I love Lab tweezers. These tweezers are exceptional. They're small, yet they're perfect. I think they're about 24 bucks. These are beautiful. Follow the pinning chart here. You need a number 3, number 3, a number 5,
I'm going to stick them right here.
a number 2, all the way across. And number 2 and 2 at the end. And then one more right there. Does that look right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the number 2s. We're following this diagram right here. We got a number 2 there and 2 2s and one more 2. All right, we'll put these back so we don't get mixed up, these master wafers.
All right, let's load this bad boy up.
The beauty of Yale, it's so easy to load. I say that and then I have trouble. Let's put in all the master wafers. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get back to the show. I could tell something was wrong there, guys. That pins were stacked too high. They were past the shear line. According to this, I'm supposed to have a 2 for a bottom key pin. And let's use CLK Supplies Easy measuring device and see what I really have. That's what I have. I have a number 4. So I put 2 number 4s there. I was looking down here.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right, so now let's put the 4 back. Supposed to have a 2. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, number 2 master wafers. All right, that should do it. See, now they're below the shear line. When you're stacking them up, if it's above the shear line, you should really know that's not right. I'm going to go ahead and put this in, only because I've got so many master wafers. I don't want to slide these keys in without it being inside of here. So you turn sideways. If I was to turn right here, see that cutout? That will allow these top driver pins to blast into the cutout. You really don't want to go that direction. Push it in. Now I'm going to clip it. I take this clip and I put it on just like this. Push around there. Now all my keys should work. The BA. Aha, it does work. Let's try the apartments. Apartment 1 works. Apartment 2 works. Apartment 3. Apartment 4, and it is locksmith practice to test every key. So you know this is not overkill. You want to test every key in the cylinder, make sure they work. And now we're going to try our master, Grand Master. Aha! And our core key. The lug pulls back. Isn't that right? Even though it looked kind of disastrous, we pinned it right. Let's go ahead and pin up the rest of them. This is one beautiful cylinder, isn't this? Don't forget to hit that like button. Exercise your finger. I love the weight of it. I can't see it, the lock caddy being used for anything. Large format in Yale, it's just kind of worthless. Could I stamp on the front of it, I guess, maybe? But see, you don't want to stamp on the Yale words. You know, maybe use this as a stamper. Or they didn't build it so you could stamp here because the edge is up. So if I laid it down, it would be tipping. I guess if I laid it like that, it's not right. Play in there. And you really wouldn't want to stamp across the top anyway. And you wouldn't want to stamp across the bottom because if you deform this, the plug won't turn. I have no use for this. Lock Caddy, you failed me. That isn't even usable. How I mark these is I write right across the brass spring cover, and I'm gonna say exterior, so EXT. We'll lubricate these in the end, but you don't want to overspray it where your lettering comes off. That's a beautiful thing. So you're going to spray some Triflow in there in the end and work your keys in. There we go, 2 down. Well, I like these. You get 2 keys with them when you buy brand new stuff. Let's pop this clip. See how easy that comes off. We'll take our white follower from Lab. I love that Lab stuff. And all you gotta do is you turn it sideways, your pins out, and all the plug and the whole thing. See how everything's at the shear line? And we don't need these number ones. I'm going to just put them over here because I got a stack of them over here. Put your plug back. I always do my housing first. I blow these out. I turn it upside down. Gently blow them out. I did blow a spring right there, but that don't mean nothing. Grab the spring. Put the spring back in. I make sure this is the back. I use this part of the follower. Push the springs down. I want to get to the center. I push down 3 springs. There we go. Now I'm going to follow this chart. Top drivers are 2, 3, 3. So in the center from the back, this is the bow, this is the tip. I'm going to go ahead and put in 2, 3, 3. I'll grab it at the top of the pin. Move forward. So I want 2, 3, 3. Let's grab a 3 and a 3. These are all 4, so I'll go ahead and put these in my pinning kit. Get those off my tray. It's a lot easier if you're not shooting video. If you're just concentrating on what you're doing, you're not going to have a problem, guys. Now these springs are not long, so they won't come out. Watch. See that? They're not coming out, so I don't have to even hold them down. If you go too fast, they would. So I want to go the opposite direction. I want a 2, 3, 3. Same thing both ways. So I want a 2 and a 3 and a 3. So I got a 2. I just set it aside. All right, let's load up the tray for this. I got to quit looking down here at this bottom cuts. This is the key cuts. I don't want to put in any of these pins. I do even have a bottom pin that's a 7, so I could look down there and make a big mistake. Hey guys, you really would not want to accept a piece of paper handwritten like this. You're going to make mistakes. Transpose it so you don't have that bottom key cuts down there that looks like pins. You're just going to make mistakes. Make it easier for yourself. Let's get back to the show. I probably should run a yellow marker over this. Let's do that so I know where they're at. So that's my bottom key pins. Not that. That's the cut of the key. 3. A 3. 2 5s. A 4 and a 2. That's 4. And there's a 2. See, I looked down here and said 4 and 4 on the last one. So there we go. Those are key pins. And I'll just throw a bunch of these little number 2s out there. Bunch of 2s right there. If you do it like this, you really probably won't have a mistake. Let's hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you got a 2 there. And a 2 here. And a 2 there. And I need one more 2. I find it easy to just reach in there with my finger. There we are. So there we have this same layout right here. We've already put our top drivers in the housing. So let's load up the plug. Do it left-handed. I'll do this right-handed. Better off. All 2s across here. You can grab it if you want. Doesn't hurt anything. However you feel comfortable with. Nothing's past the shear line. I feel comfy with that. I'm going to load from the front. I do not want to push in like this because the springs and the pins will drop in there. So I have to turn it 90. I'm going to push. There we go. I click that. I turn it with my finger. Now I put my clip on the back.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
Now let's test every key. Apartment 1. Apartment 2. Apartment 3. And 4. And we got the master A of all the apartments. If you just want to give a cleaning person just an A key. Then we're going to do the B. This is the B exterior master. And then the grandmaster. There we are. Perfect. Everything's working. And you see how that lug goes in? That's nice, isn't it? So all this is, the key is shaped like a football, so this is your control key. I buy them straight from the factory, and this is a GST, which is probably not the way to buy this key. You should buy it. These are all SH. You should buy an SH control key. But I have several buildings I've pinned up differently, and I like to have the GST so I can just grab one control key. But what happens is, if you use GST, which is, it crosses all their letters, you can't tell if you have a SH cylinder. So let's say this is SH. Let's just say this is a GA cylinder, and I use a GST, and I pin that up. I wouldn't be able to tell. So if you start using GSTs for your Grandmaster and all these other keys for test keys, you wouldn't be able to tell. If you had a GA, an SH, you wouldn't be able to tell anything. So you should use the letter that you're using for the building. It's safer that way. True story, guys. A guy gave me a bunch of cylinders to pin up in my shop. He thought they were GA. They were SH. He gave me a control key that was a GST already cut. He didn't want me to have his master key system, okay? So he just gave me a control key. Well, GST didn't tell me that they weren't GAs. So I pinned those cylinders up and put them in the building with the GST control key. No one could get in the building. He cut all the other keys to GA and gave them out. So I had to go back there and repin cylinders in GA, and I had to do it for free. There were about 48 cylinders, guys, 2 stories. Don't make that mistake. Now let's go ahead and write on the top. I always write from the front to the back. So exterior. Now this particular marker is called Extreme, but it doesn't matter. Just a nice sharp tip. Then you'll be able to write in there. And then we'll lubricate this at the end. So there's 3. I got another SH core. Come with a blank. I do want to keep this blank handy because I need to turn it sideways. So we're going to pull the clip off. Now you want to put this cut just past this notch here in the plug. C-type clip here. It's going to be just past it. You get your screwdriver in there. There you go. Get your lab follower, your key, because this is 0 bid. I want to go this direction because there's a little notch there. Pop that out. I'm going to dump these pins. Turn the plug around. Set the key aside. Now I want to flip this upside down so my springs don't go flying. And if I do it gently, all my springs up. A spring came out. It does not matter. You just got to make sure you got all the springs in there. All the springs are inside. All right, now I turn it around this way. I get my cutout part like this. Just have to push them down to the center. There we go. 3 springs showing. Now I want to put my top drivers. I need a 2, a 3, and a 3. Little rascals. I'm putting pressure on that, guys. Get that in there. So you kind of hold your hand on it like this and push with your hand and hold on the outside of the housing. You get the hang of it. You really will. Got 1 spring left. There we go. Now these won't go anywhere if I go slow. If they do pop up, you gotta make sure they're down. Don't go past the 3. Drivers will come flying out of there. 2, a 3, and a 3. I want to start with a 2 first in the center of the plug. There's the 2. There's a 3. Hey guys, stay till the end. You get to see some nice close-up shots. 2. You know, I just make sure of something, guys. I want to make sure I did it. At all. Not with the large format. Lock Caddy makes a lot of products. I love the small format, but this large format, pretty much just a stand. All right, I'm gonna put all these inside my pinning kit. I got an extra slot. I'm using up all these number 4s. Can't hurt. Now we're gonna load up the pinning tray according to the chart. The bottom pins, now they got it in yellow, I can see it. That's a 3. Then we got, ooh, see, I'm going wrong already. A 3, a 3. And if you do it in the tray, you can see if they're the same length. Because sometimes your kit will get all mixed up. So you got 2 3s, I need 2 5s. See, they're all the same size there. And a 4 and a 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I need to put the master pins in. Not quite a 90 on these. catching on the inside of that plug. Put our clip on there where that notch is. And push it all down, follow it around circles. And now we're clipped on. Let's test our keys after all that. That's the number 1 apartment. 2. Number 3. 4. I do love these Yale keys. I like SH. It's a nice thick key. The A submaster, okay. A sub. And we have the B sub. Remember, these are all cross keyed. Ah, yeah. Everything's working. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Works perfect. Boy, these feels as smooth as silk. And if I made a mistake, you'd hear it rattling in there. I want a right exterior on it. Look how easy that comes off of there. We go about like that. 90's too much. We're going about like that. All right. Knock all those pins out. Plug around. Shoot this thing out. Got to turn it upside down though. I don't want the springs to pop out. Good job. You know, the only reason I turn this around is because I remember that this part is always on the back. I won't load it up wrong. You can do it however you want, but I try to use a system in my thinking processes. Okay, I'm to the center now. Get these out of the way. Having a blast. I'm in North Carolina. The temperature is very cold out here. It's about 50 degrees. I have a heater on in my shop. You see, this is hitting right here. I loaded that line. I'm going to load one there. Load up the plug. And I'll show you how this is done. You want the conical end down. Wink. Doesn't that look nice? Turn around. Don't go too far. See, when I was going too far into that notch right there. Locksmithing is just a bunch of monotonous, time-consuming, but you've got to be precise all the way across it, guys. Everything is working. You just got to be precise. If you like to cut keys and do things like this, fun stuff, you'll love it. State is right across the top.
It's time to exercise your finger. Hit that like button. Come on.
And you notice we're not pulling that cover off. We are at 5 cylinders. All I need is one more. And this job is complete.
Oh, boy. All right, let's get this out.
You don't want it upside down when you're doing this. You want it just that way right there. So you want to have this, hold this while you're getting this clip off. You want these pins holding the plug straight up and down so you can get this clip off. If you take your time, you won't hurt yourself. You don't want to jam your finger or something because that thing is just sharp as a razor. 0 bid key. Now if I turn it like this and push this, all the pins go flying. I want your follower. I'm going to turn it just about like that. There we are. Get rid of all those 0-bit pins. Turn this upside down. I'm being a little monotonous here because I think I want you to get the idea of how to do a Yale large format IC core. I'm going to put all these. These are the top drivers that I just blew out of there. I'm going to use that. I wonder if it would work. It actually does. So anything to get those down, the springs, so you can get your follower through there. I like tweezers, it works great too. Now I need these drivers again. A 2, a 3, and a 3. I'm only setting this down because I don't want to drag my arm across there where you can't see what's going on. I grab at the top of the pin, try to get it straight in there. It's slippery. These little pins, I'm having trouble hanging on to them. If you go slow enough, you won't blow the springs. There's the first one, second one, and third one. Don't go past that or you'll be into your top driver that you just put in. So I need a 2, a 3, and a 3. This tray has such little cups. My fingers are so fat I can hardly get in there. They make tools to load up the top drivers, but it doesn't get much easier than this. I have all the tools to do that. Like one, you load it up and you push it in there. It's crazy. All right, now we need a 3, a 3, a 5, a 5, a 4, and a 2. So let's get them. Notice I've written on my pinning tray, bottom 5B. So I've got all the numbers. I don't look at the lid. I just look here at the tray. I just look down here. It's easier than looking up at that lid. Why don't they put numbers down here and stuff? I wish they would. Lab does on their universal. So let's get a bunch of masters. I'm just following this order, okay guys. You'll memorize it eventually. I need one up there. Put this master back. Okay, there it is. This matches this. I can easily see it. I love it. There's order to it. So let's go ahead and put in these pins. I usually pick this up. I hold it. I grab these, I make sure I put the conical end down. And if I got it upside down the way I'm holding my tweezers, I have to set it down and put it in there. Oops. And it's nice to have good lighting. I have excellent lighting, not just for shooting video, but LED light up here shining right down. And I can set this for different temperatures. Oh, there's real dark. I can imagine trying to pin in the dark. So there's, all right, I can go down one. So I have one pin in there, see, right in the beginning, because I'm missing one. And if I wouldn't use the pinning tray, I don't know. There we are. Look at how nice that is. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn it not too far, but I want to get that round little hole in there. And I click it. Because I don't want that coming out of there. It could. So I click it. We clip on. Okay, this is our last cylinder, guys. Let's test it out. Ooh, good. Now, if I'd have made a mistake, these keys will show it up. Compartment 4. The sub A. So these are all A's. These are all on the beginning of my master key chart that I made for Master King. And this is the B. I have like 4 subs. So I have A, B, C, and D. And now our Grandmaster. I like to make a big master key chart because the reality is somebody's going to want something in the future. Everything works. Hey guys. Oh, I got to write this down. We want to be methodical here. Exterior. And then you're not going to forget to spray Tri-Flow.
It's time to exercise the finger. Push the like button. Come on, guys, now.
Every one of these. Because that makes it really work great. And then you'll feel comfy when it goes out there in the wild. And then you tell them every 6 months, I want you to spray Tri-Flow down its yap. Right there, down there. And shove keys back and forth inside. So there we have it. We have 6 beautiful Yale large format. And I did say I love Yale, right? I love Yale. I love Yale. Did I mention to you guys I love Yale products, Yale locks, Yale keys, and Yale large format IC cores? I do love Yale. Large format IC cores, all 6. I'm going to ship them U.S. mail, and I use ground shipping. Flat rate's cheap. I think it's $10, $11 to ship all these. Everything's cool. So please hit that like button, guys. Oh, I'm hitting something here. Hit that like button. Tell your friends. Hit the like button. Tell your friends. You don't need Lock Caddy large format IC core. You do not need this for Yale. It's nice to have. I don't know if you want to set a cylinder up and just have it sitting there. I don't know. That's kind of a waste. Please tell your friends, subscribe to my channel. I'll have more door and lock tips like this great stuff. Whoa! This great stuff coming your way in the future. Thank you, guys. Let's hope you learned a little bit about Yale and especially about this Lock Caddy. Don't quite know about it yet. Haven't had my verdict out on it. I mean, it's okay. It looks nice. It'll hold a cylinder up just for show. But really, practicality of it, I don't know. I've never used one before. Not for large format. Now, small format IC core, highly suggest it. But this one, maybe I'm not going to give a verdict. You guys decide. Would you pay the big bucks for the Lock Caddy large format IC core holder? So it's a LCCRDL. I would have just called it, I don't know, something different than that. That's a lot of letters. LCCRDL dash LFIC by Lock Caddy. You guys decide. Thanks for watching the show. It's been a blast. I'll have more door and lock tips like this Lock Caddy and my favorite Yale LFIC cores pinning up situation. Thank you guys. Hit that like button. Don't forget. Thanks again, guys. I think we got something cooking out here. Door and lock tips. Yeah. Look at that. Door and lock tips. That was bought on my 300th subscriber. 300th. Way back when. Door and lock tips. And we are going to have a show today. Look at this. Ooh, Yale. I love Yale. Have I told you I love Yale? Please hit that like button. Tell your friends. More door and lock tips. Thank you, guys.